Hello, everybody. Charlie here again with Start DME and Majestic DME. Welcome back to this channel or to this tutorial, I want to call it, talking about Start DME. I kind of want to make this more of a podcast style of a video and answer some of the questions that you guys have emailed me about Start DME. So let me open up my computer here and just go over some questions that you guys have asked me here. And I've been getting a lot of phone calls with almost the same questions on how to start a DME business. So on our website, which is startdme.com, we've added a DME FAQ or frequently asked questions section. If you want to join me there, I'm going to be reading off of that section right now. So one of the questions that I do get a lot when people call me when they're starting their own DME business is, how do I know what allowable amounts to bill for medical supplies? Allowable amounts. Let's just slow down a little bit there and talk about what is an allowable amount. Basically, it's what the word implies, which is allowable, which is the amount of money that the insurance is going to be paying for any said medical supplies, whether it be a back brace, a knee brace, an ankle brace, a cam walker boot, a CPAP machine, a BiPAP machine, any medical supply. And so let's go back a little bit on medical supplies. Each medical supply, or all the medical supplies, have a code. They have a specific code. Everything's coded. I help you. That's, by the way, that's another thing I help you with is figuring out what codes to use or what codes to bill for on the type of medical supplies that you're going to be focusing on. So, sorry, I have my email, my business is up and running right now. You might hear all these bells and whistles going off, but it's all right. So like I was saying, allowable amounts, all the codes, which are called HCPCS codes. And each medical supply has its own code. Now, so going back to this question, how do I know what allowable amounts to bill for medical supplies? How do I know what the allowable amounts are? Many healthcare insurances have their own allowable amounts. Allowable amounts means the allowed amount that they will reimburse you for each medical equipment you will be billing for. We will give you the knowledge on how to bill within these allowable amounts. Medicare has their own allowable amounts. Blue Cross, Aetna, all these PPO insurances have their own allowable amounts. OWCP, Department of Labor, Workers' Comp, they all have their own fee schedule. It's called the fee schedule, a yearly fee schedule, because they update it every year. So as far as with Medicare, they also update that every year. Now that I spoke on Medicare a little bit, I can help you become a Medicare provider. I have a great partner that is in charge of the whole entire Medicare process for you, and that's also included within our fee. Another question is, how do I look up Medicare allowable amounts for DME medical supplies and equipment? How much does Medicare pay for medical supplies I want to bill for? How do I know if Medicare will pay on a purchase or rental for medical supplies and equipment? There's a lot of questions that I get asked for when it comes to Medicare. So Medicare has their own allowable amounts, again, that they will reimburse you for each medical supplies that you want to bill for. Once you have established a Medicare accreditation, we will give you the knowledge on how to bill Medicare with each allowable amounts, whether it be on a purchase or a rental. Another question is, I get this question a lot. How much money or capital do I need to get a medical supply business started? I would say 99.9 of the time I get this question. And basically, this all depends on your own financial ability. Like with any business, you have to have a good capital to start with. If you're looking into getting a location and building a DME storefront, brick and mortar, you will need a good amount of capital to buy the equipment, furnish your store, monthly rent, lease, etc. If you're looking into building a website and only want to sell DME products online, you would need to create a good domain name that is marketable within the DME field. A domain name is like choosing a location for your storefront. We recommend a branding manager that would build you a good website along with a web-based store so that you can take advantage of the World Wide Web and reach a larger audience that is looking for medical equipment and supplies. That's another good way of starting your business. If you want to start this online, you definitely can. Now, let me go back to one of my other videos when I was talking about these other companies or people that are trying to show you on how to start a medical supply business. Okay, there's another video here on YouTube. There's this girl talking about some medical supplies and how to get into the industry, and it's, she talks about what was it? The Lancets or the blood pressure monitors or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's somewhere along those lines. Now, that stuff there is really not reimbursed by any insurance company, which is, the blood pressure monitors. They're not reimbursed right now. And the reason why I know is because we bill for it, and insurance companies don't want to pay for that because they know that you can go to your local Walmart or CVS or your local store and check your heart rate or whatever it might be. So you really don't need something like that unless it's medically necessary. Then yeah, but even then, we've been seeing that insurance companies, especially Medicare, doesn't want to pay for that. So. Now, she was talking about doing this on a retail side. Good luck with that. If you want to do that retail, you have to do that in volume. You really have to do that in volume. You have to know a lot of people that want to buy this stuff. Take it from me, from experience. I've been in this field for over 18 years now. And something like that is just, you might as well just open up a Amazon store and start selling highlighters or something like that. You got to sell that stuff in volume. What I'm talking about here is not that. What I'm talking about here is about billing to insurance companies, billing to Medicare, getting reimbursed directly from workers' comp insurances, getting reimbursed directly from PPO insurances. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about retail here, or we're not talking about volume or anything like that. So this is what Start DME is all about. It's the logistics that involves on how to start a DME business. Okay, everything that has to do with paperwork, documentation. If you're in the state of California, if you want to open up a DME store, you need to go through the HMDR, which is a process that the Food and Drug Branch has in order for you to have a DME license. Now, this is not for back braces, knee braces, or anything like that. This is only for what they call it legend devices, What is a legend device? A legend device is something that is a prescription only, like CPAP, BiPAP machines, respiratory equipment, concentrators, anything that is a device, TENS units, cold heat therapy systems, anything that's a device. So if you need more information on how to get that particular license in the state of California, you can call me. The number's there where you can call, which is 855 no DME. 855 no DME. Now, now let's go back to the questions that you guys been asking me as well. Here are some other questions. How do I bill for medical supplies and equipment in my state? So whatever state you're in, whether it be Florida, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, whatever state you're in, if you're billing for medical equipment to PPO insurances, you will need to know all the billing codes that pertain to each medical equipment that you will bill for. Each insurance, here we go back again to allowable amounts. Each insurance has their own allowable amounts that you will need to abide by their allowable amounts. Our consultant will guide you in learning all the bill codes so that you can effectively be billing the correct codes. There's another one here. How do I get a medical supplier license in my state? Every state has their own rules and regulations for a DME medical supply license. Florida has one of the, I don't want to say worst, but Florida is one of the states that does have a more extensive process. Why do I say extensive? Because they want to know that you are financially able to have a DME business. Now, this all depends on how much money you have to invest in this industry and how much money they're asking for in your bank account. So you have to have your profit and loss already done, and you have to go through a CPA, which I have a great CPA in the state of Florida. If you're in the state of Florida, please let me know. Give me a call, 855 no DME, and I can help you with that as well. So DME suppliers are governed by federal laws and states, particularly those that participate in Medicare Medicaid program. Now you can read this along with me on my websites, which is startdme.com under the DME FAQ section. Another question is, now we're going to be adding more of these FAQs on our website, so that you guys are informed on Medicare and everything that has to do with billing and everything that has to do with allowable amounts and everything that has to do with that. So I'm here to help you guys. If you want to call me and take my consultation services, you can do so at 855 no DME. Either me or one of my associates will give you a call back or email you back with our fee and everything that we can do for you. One more question here is how to bill for DME. What are the billing codes for each medical equipment? How to bill for medical supplies? I get this question a lot. How do I bill? Like, what do I do? A lot of people that are in this industry or that are starting off in this industry, they don't know how to bill for this equipment and how to figure out what amount to bill for. That's my job. That's our job here at Start DME, is to show you exactly on how to figure out all these steps and all these logistics about how to bill. We can show you how to bill, or if you want to use a third-party billing company, which I always recommend. Now, the ones that are my customers or are my clients that are watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about. Billing can take a long time. Billing, the reason why I'm laughing is because I used to do my own billing, um, and I found myself waiting for such a long time to get paid. The reason why was because you tend to do things, you know, either too fast, or you want to get paid, and you give the equipment out to the patient first without doing the prior authorization, and then you don't have the auth, and then the patient doesn't have coverages or benefits, which might have been canceled a month earlier. Then there's a lot of things that can go on. So um, billing is a very important. It's probably it is the heartbeat of your business. So I would highly recommend, to outsource your billing. I can show you how to do the billing so that but if you ask me, if you're doing 30, 40, 50, 100 plus orders a month, you're not going to have time to bill. Trust me, you are not going to have time to bill. It's time consuming. There's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a lot of logistics involved into doing a billing, especially if you're giving one patient 10 things. So just leave it up to the pros. Like I always say, let them bill for you, and you can pay them a small amount. The reason why I always push for a third-party billing company is because basically you're not hiring somebody to sit in your office, which in turn you have to pay hourly, right? And then you have to pay workers' comp insurance. Then you have to pay all these things that you have to have in order to have an employee in your business. Unless you have the capital to do it, go ahead. But that's why there are third-party billing companies that can do this for you, which at a small fee, very small percentage. If you want to know what the percentages are, just give us a call, 855-NO-DME, 855-NO-DME. I don't want to put out percentages right now here, because this video 10 or 15 years from now might be different. So the fees are always changing. They're either more or less, but they're low fees. It doesn't run into the thousands of dollars. So the main thing here is how billers work is on volume. So they're the ones that take all the volume. The more you give them, the better for them, and the better for you. You can get more orders per month. So with that said, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I know I've been absent for such a long time, but I'm slowly going to start doing more videos, giving you guys more tips on how to start a DME business. So again, this is Charlie here with Start DME. Give us a call, 855-NO-DME.